first, how many of you guys ran the modified box plot on your distribution? Yeah. And it looked like this?
Yeah, I was very confused.
Good! It is somewhat confusing. This is what the box plot would look like if you ran it. Where's the box?
It is right over there.
It's that squished line right there. That represents the low end, the entire box, and, if you will, the whisker. Now you got to remember, you think about why it looks like that. What does the box represent in a box plot? The middle what?
Quartile.
Good, the middle two quartiles, right? The middle 50% of the data. 87% of your data is negative 360, right? That means the minimum value is negative 360, the 25th percentile is negative 360, the 50th percentile is negative 360, and the 75th percentile is negative 360. They're all the same. So if they're all the same, that entire box plot is going to collapse down to one vertical line. And then, because the interquartile range is basically not wide at all, everything else is considered an outlier. Isn't that crazy? It's just it's one of those goofy things where it makes perfect sense when you talk through it, but when you first see it, as Jennifer correctly said, it pissed me off, and then you get confused. Yeah, it's just because so much of the data is one data point, negative 360, and everything else is considered an outlier then, including becoming disabled and dying. They're both considered outliers, even though becoming disabled is 12%, which to me is terrifyingly high. Anyway, what was your average for the policy? What was your average for the policy? Mu, which is also called the expected value. What can the company or what can you expect to earn from your policy every year? Dave says negative $93. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That means on average you're going to lose $93 per year. Does that make sense? Why does that make sense? Because you have a higher probability of not dying nor becoming disabled. So most of the time you're going to lose your premium. So why does the insurance company knows that? They know the numbers, right? So how dare they make money off of you? Because it's a business, they got to pay for stuff. Namely, everybody else that died. Right? They've got to collect money in and create a pot. This is how insurance started. Insurance started very socialistically. It was actually done in like informal, hundreds of years ago, informal little groups would pool their money, and then when somebody needed to draw from it, they would give them money from the pool. We do the same thing here at COCC with sick days. Sometimes when friends get really sick and they run out of their annual sick days, we reserve ours for years and years and years. We dip into those and give them to our colleagues. It's a very social kind of thing. It's how insurance started. So it has to be negative for that respect, number one. Number two, it's a business. What else? What other costs do they have? Say it again?
Advertisement.
Advertisement, their employee salaries, rent, utilities. Guess where that comes out of? That negative 93 cents. So when you sign up for that policy, the company shakes your hand and says, thanks for the 93 bucks. Even if you die, you're worth 93 bucks to them for that policy, aren't you? Even if you die, because they look at you as an average. Not to be negative, but, not to be pessimistic. It's negative. Not to be pessimistic, but they view you as one more data point. You just made the company 93 bucks on average. Even if you die, it still averages 93 bucks. No, it's okay. It's a good thing. It makes sense. It's like Vegas having to be negative because they got to keep their lights on all night. They got to keep pumping water from the Colorado into Vegas. Sorry, I'm negative about that. Okay, so there's one last little bit of this quiz. I think we'll have time to knock it out on the back side. If you start reading at number 9, it's a very quick part. If we can't finish this today, you can take it with you and bring it back on Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. Start reading at that number 9. Turn the lights back on so you can see. Check out number 9. Lottery, New York State. Yeah, this is fun. 2000.